Hi everyone, Scott Smith in cloudy Southern California. I want to talk to you about and show you some great features here on one of BMW's newest model, the BMW X7, and this is the 40i model, the 6-cylinder version. And this is a 2019, the first year for this vehicle. Right off the bat, we've got this one produced in the Vermont bronze metallic. Let's go ahead and let's start out on the front. I definitely like what BMW's done with the grills, giving us a little bit more elegance, a little bit more of a statement, really standing out there. Also very functional, efficient, and just a great look, especially with a lot of the design elements that we have going on right now. Now, I know the lights are strobing, but that is just part of my filming in my camera. That's not an option, which would be definitely pretty cool. So let's go ahead and go to the side here, talk about the wheels. This one's been upgraded with the 22-inch style 757 wheel here. We've got 9.5 inch in the front, 10.5 in the back, and then we've got, I think, a 275, yes, series high performance run flat tire, and we got 315s in the back. So we definitely have some grip on this car. These do come standard with BMW's intelligent X-Drive all-wheel drive system, and you've got almost 9 inches of clearance. You get here to the back and show you some more styling. Windows are tinted from the factory for privacy and protection. Let's go ahead and do some rev time. A little bit more subdued, definitely being part of BMW's X Series sports activity vehicle, SAV. Now, one thing was very interesting I just found out before shooting this. There was an article from Car and Driver about this vehicle being quieter than the S550 Mercedes and the Lexus LS. So definitely impressed. And it's one thing I definitely noticed on the freeway on my first test drive with one of my clients. And definitely, if you guys do like the video, please share it on your other media sources like Facebook. And if you live in the state of California and you're looking for a BMW new or used, please reach out. All right, what we'll do is let's go ahead and get Lauren out here. Let's talk about the power plant in this model. Hi, Lauren.
Hi, how are you?
Doing great. So the pop the hood, like it's been for a few years now, just double pull the lever inside, and now you can just easily lift the hood up. All right, what do we got here?
So the X7 comes with 2 engine variants. This one happens to be a 3-liter 6-cylinder, inline 6-cylinder, and the 4.4-liter V8, which will also share their engines with the new X5.
Great, perfect. And how much horsepower we have in this? It was
I think it's
335.
Yeah.
That's right, and 330 torque. The 0 to 60 on this is 5.8 seconds, and on the V8 version, the 50i is 5.2, 0 to 60 on the 2019 model. So great, let's close this up. I know everybody here is excited about the third row capabilities of this car, so let's go check out the second row right now. Now Lauren, she's 5'8", without the heels. So same height as me, I'm 5'8". So this way we can see, go ahead and have a seat, Lauren. Let's just see how you feel in that second row. This one's been ordered with the captain's chairs, which I think is a $600 option you can have. The car does come standard with a bench seat, I should say. 3 seat belts in the second row come standard. So how does it feel? I know this one we've got more of an upgraded interior. What's this one called?
This, I believe, is Tartufo.
Yes, yeah, and we do have really nice coloring, embroidery on the leather. You've also got the extra pillows for the headrest in the second row here, and I like you got obviously the armrest there in the middle. And then check out the center console. We got a lot going on here, don't we?
Yes, we do. I believe in this car we have a 5-zone climate control, so that includes climate control for the rear passengers, which we will get to. But I really like also here that this option has heated seats back here. So
great. And also the third row, huh? Because it's got the cold weather package,
Yeah,
so that's really nice. And this one does have our rear entertainment package, which we do have DVD and Blu-ray player. And then we do have all the different plug-ins for the USB data transfer and also charging. So there is different ways to, I guess you would say, connect this car so that you can actually stream movies and different things like that.
Absolutely.
At least talking to Jeremy, one of our trainers, there is some different examples you can do to play movies instead of just a hotspot Wi-Fi service that we have.
And when we put DVD in this slot down here for the player, when the car is moving, when you're driving in, especially if you have kids back here, it's going to be playing on these two screens back here. And if the car is parked, it will come up on the front screen as well. But of course, for safety reasons, you're not going to be able to hear it or see it pretty much up there. But it is going to play
up there, because that's right. US,
here.
you can't have any type of video in the driver's vision. So
that's
yeah,
great.
so you can see it's a nice touch screen. You can access a lot of the information back here. So very, very cool. So now what we'll do is we're going to have Lauren jump out, maybe show us some of the functions of the seats here, because I know everybody's wondering, how do we get in the back seat? How do we move the seats? So Lauren, do you want to show us first? What would you like to start with?
So I want to show how we can move this seat. You also have the option of moving this seat from the buttons on the front door, which I can show you. You want to make sure that you give the seat time, because a lot of people we know have been asking about, what is the time that the seats are going to move. So you have to just give it a moment to make sure that the complete movement of the seat cycle.
Okay.
So basically, you can do this.
Pull it all the way up.
If you watch, just give it a few seconds.
There we go.
Move this.
And yeah, it'll move that front seat forward a little bit if it needs to.
So we can get comfortably in the third row seat. So
There
I'll
you
go ahead
go.
and hop back there.
Okay, so you can jump in the third row, and I'll go over to the other side. Let's go here, and I'll show you this side. And you see, oh, Lauren already moved it forward for me. Cool.
I do.
So then what we'll do is we're both going to jump in the back, and then that way move the seats back. So that way you can actually see what it feels like in here. So let me jump in the back while holding the camera. There we go. And then all we have to do is just reach forward and grab the seat and just bring it back. Now obviously, typically you're not going to have people in the third row without also having people get into the second row. So obviously they would pull the seat back, and so it's going to move back. There we go. And just, I know that headrest is right here, but I thought just show you the different features. As you can see with the captain's chairs, you do have space obviously between. So that way, stretching out a leg or two. And then we do have the nice big, well, the first one here is ours, which is permanent stationary, so you can't open the rear moonroof. And then what do we call the big one, Lauren, in front of us up there?
I think it's called Panoramic Sky Lounge, because it also has the same lighting. I don't know if you can see it right now, especially because it's daytime, but it does have little flecks in it, which will match the color of the interior ambient lighting.
Panoramic, yes. Am I saying it right? Because I always seem to say it wrong in the previous videos.
And it's amazing back here that we can also have individual climate. Now you can lock this from the front if your kids, like to play around with
buttons.
the buttons. And like you said, amazing. Heated seats for the rear. Just do this for the temperature. You can turn on or off the AC function. You can change where the air comes out of, which is nice. Max AC automatic climate function for the back as well, which is really nice. I know a lot of people use that feature. You can open and close the vents from here.
And then what do you have over on the side of you? Let's just adjust the camera. There we go.
So down here we have some charging ports.
Yeah. Also, there's the additional hook, so we'll show you that when we have the cargo area set up. And then you can see the cup holder. And then we can move back. We can see there's the headrest for Lauren there, which will fold down to fold away. So if no one's back here, better visibility out the rear window, as we can see. But we're both sitting back here. Great space. And just wanted to show you the visibility from back in the third row with the captain's chairs. So then what we'll do is we're just going to pull the handle, let these seats go forward now. And so they're going to take off. They adjust the front seats. So as you can see, there's plenty of room to jump out. Everything's folding up, getting out of the way. So now sitting back here, just wanted to show you how much room there is. So it's very easy to get in and out. And I know not all the time, most of my clients, we're not going to have, you know, a full car of adults. There might be teenagers, there could be the smaller kids, and they could bounce in and bounce in and out of this car really easy. So we'll go ahead and jump out. Now, one thing else, also, you can drop the seats from here. So if you were, you know, at this particular location, then what you do is just pull that button forward, and it's going to drop the headrest, and then the seat's going to come down. Also, let's do the other side, and I can do that from here. So I pull that to drop them, just pull it forward. To have them go up, push back. Kind of like if you're looking at the button. So we did that, so both seats are down. I'm going to put mine back. So now it's moving there for us. Now, one thing I wanted to mention, which was very cool that I learned from Jeremy, our training director from BMW, is that if you do have children or people that love to play with buttons over and over again, you can lock out these buttons and these buttons with the window lock up front. As we all know, I've got a couple kids, so they love to play with the windows in the back, and there's that traditional button up there on the door where you can lock out the rear window controls. It's also going to lock out the rear seat controls and the third seat controls here, so that any of the kids, you know, just won't sit there and play with buttons all the time. Just wanted to show you how much glass we have in here. So really nice, gives you a lot of sunlight in here, even though the windows are tinted. Give you a little closer look here, that center console. Yeah, and then you closed it. That's good. And that was from
closing the sunroof
from the passenger door. Good. So even the back seats can close and open that shade up. That's
and I can
nice.
Close the one from back there.
Oh, and the one in the back here. So even the second row can also close the shade. All right, so let's go back to the back of the vehicle.
Now what we have back here is a hands-free trunk access. Now if you do have a tow hitch down there, it's not going to work. One specific gesture alone is going to open and close the trunk as long as the doors are closed and the key is on you. So you're just going to kick your foot underneath in one motion, make sure your leg doesn't touch the car. That'll open and close the tailgate. And you can set it on the iDrive and within the key to only be able to open the top portion of the tailgate or both of them, because now they have motor operation for both.
Yeah, both are electric, which is great.
Yeah, I've set it so that it just does the one. If you have things you're gonna be scared that it's gonna roll out of here, then you can just have it set to just the top one like I did.
Okay.
Unless you just want both of them to do that. And then this button right here is actually going to lower the suspension of the car.
Oh, great.
Like you said, by 40
millimeters, yeah, or just a little over 1.5 inches.
Now
So,
I'm gonna lower that. The
yeah,
front
go
of
ahead
the car is gonna lower first, and then the back is gonna lower, so that if in case you're lifting heavy things,
yeah.
you can lift it with a little bit more ease.
So very nice. There it goes. I see it in the wheel well. You see it coming down. So it's nice, 1.5 inches. Or, you know, also for people getting into the back seat, if they're elderly, anything like that, getting pets into the back cargo area, older, bigger pets. I mean, every inch, you know, lifting an animal or getting an animal in and out of the car, I know it's always, if you can make it a little easier and safer, why not?
And I believe this supports actually up to 500 pounds. So, I mean, obviously I'm not 500 pounds, but you can pretty much sit here, or if you have a bunch of people who have skis or outdoor equipment,
boots,
things that they want to sit down here, not dirty the inside of the car in the middle seat,
or
put on their roller skates, roller blades, and skis. You can do so comfortably from back here.
Yeah.
Chill, you know, have a tailgating party. Hell yeah, take
That's
this to
right.
Super Bowl or something.
Or an emergency diaper change, you know, at least you got a platform.
Absolutely.
Now, one thing that's cool back here, one thing to mention with the X7 compared to our X5, which used to be our largest vehicle, this car's 203 inches long, It's 9 inches longer than the X5. It's 72 inches tall, 71 inches tall, 2 inches taller than our X5. And actually with the mirrors, they're the same length, width I should say, sorry, width at 87 inches, including the mirrors being extended. Now this is a 5370 in curb weight. Now the rear cargo area I wanted to mention, with the way it's set up right now with the third seat down, you're looking at 48 cubic feet of storage, whereas in the X5 it was 33 cubic feet of storage. Now if you equip this car with the bench seat in the middle, then you can actually drop that entire bench and get up to 90 cubic feet. Whereas in an X5 it was 72 cubic feet of storage. So just wanted to mention the differences there. And then there is a little bit of storage underneath the floor here. So we have run flat tires. So right now, as you can see, we put the regular security shade. That way that regular one can plug in right there and right over there, and then pull it all the way back. So that way you can hide everything underneath. And right now, this one will store underneath there when you have the other one out. So that way at least you've always got somewhere to put your safety security shades, you know, in the vehicle instead of throwing them in the garage. And then Lauren was going to show us some more of the functions back here.
So here we have buttons. Now this whole car is great because you pretty much don't have to do any manual labor really to fold and unfold the seats, which is really great. So you just want to, like I said about the middle seats, you want to make sure that you give it time, about 5 seconds after you press the button, for the seat to actually do something. It takes a moment. Nothing is really like instantaneous. So give it a second. If you press the button again, it's going to interrupt the motion. This button right here, as you saw, pretty much lifts up.
Yeah, maxes them. And then the headrest, we just pull up if we're going to use them. That way it's nice that they fold down for better visibility.
And then these buttons correspond to the left side of the car. And then these buttons are pretty much for the right side of the car. That's going to fold and unfold that captain's chair as well as this one. Now, if you want max luggage like it was just down right now, you press this button. Just wait. It'll actually put the headrest down for you. And then it folds back down so you can have your maximum luggage. And
it adjusts the second row a little bit to make sure those seats go down with any type of contact. And then it readjusts that second row. So it's really nice. It just takes a little bit more time than manually swinging and throwing and lifting these seats. They're obviously not light, so making them full power adjustment, it's very quick, and it's just learning the process. And it's you know, and as you get going through it, you'll know how to do it. It's relatively quick. I wouldn't say it's really slow, but at least you can really tailor. And what we've noticed too, typically just one operation at a time, unless it's a button that does give a dual operation. So, and the seats will adjust, you know, like when you're adjusting that second row, the front seat will adjust just enough to make sure there really is no contact between any of the operations from the first, second, and third row. So very, very cool. And then like Lauren can kick, she can kick it closed. It warns you, it flashes the lights.
Also, the height of the tailgate is adjustable on our X5 and the X7. So if you have a low garage, or if you're a little bit on the shorter side, not to worry. You can reduce the height of the tailgate from inside the iDrive and not have to worry about anything hitting, especially on the garage.
Perfect. So let's go ahead, Lauren. Let's get you in the driver's seat. This way she can go over some of the seat functions up here. Now I know with the leg extension feature that we have up here, you know, a lot of times it's been a very separate button, but now they've incorporated it into that lower seat adjustment, and you can tilt it, that front up and down, depending if you want more hamstring support. Here's your lateral squeezing, so right up here you can get a lot more support. And here's our lumbar support, and then your adjustments for your back. And then this button on top is really cool because Lauren can show us that.
I love it. I mean, this seat is so comfortable. It's unbelievable.
So you can bring that headrest forward and back just to be at the right angle, and then the padding on it can be pulled out so it kind of cradles the head. So both of these edges can pull and kind of do a little wrap around so you have some support. And then let's talk about some of the functions here on the door, Lauren.
So these are pretty much going to move the middle seat so that, and both I think at the same time, so that you can kind of get back there. What we have here, of course, this one has the luxury seating package. So we do have ventilated seats on this car as well as massage seats. This is the massage seat function. Now, like the 7 Series, we also have adjustable passenger seat from here. So if I press this button, the light is illuminated, and I touch my seat control buttons, the passenger seat is actually going to move. So you can get people back there. I mean, you have a ton of leg room already, but in case you need to, you know, pull somebody closer, or, you know, you need to put some big cargo back there, you can adjust the seat pretty much from here, which is really awesome.
Or if you wanted to move that seat because you're picking somebody up, and so you already want to adjust it to a particular setting before they get in the car so that they don't have to play with the controls. And then obviously the memory, as you can see, is up here and easy to get to. And then you can see a lot of the buttons here. They've made a really nice platform, and it's not hidden from the handle or anything, but go ahead.
So here's the window lock function. So not only is it going to do the windows, but as you talked about, it's also going to lock the rear seat functions. This is going to be for the middle row sunshades. Push that, it's going to put up and down sunshade.
Yes, very nice for some extra protection there, some privacy. Okay.
Especially if you have little ones like taking a nap or something, you can
make it a little darker. And then your unlock and lock is right over here, so it's very easy to get to.
Thank goodness they put it there.
Yeah, on the doors. And then we have our whole light function here, which is great. So customizing all your different lights, running lights, overnight parking, emergency lights. You've got all those settings there. And you do have some nice velvet lined drawer case for sunglasses or anything else you might want to keep there close at hand. And then our steering wheel, we've really liked what they've done with the styling and the leather that they use. Now these cars will come standard with our paddle shifters if that's something you like to do. And then here, I know, Lauren, we've got a lot of our control buttons right here. Did you want to explain some of those real quick?
Absolutely. On this side, we actually have active cruise control, which is with stop and go. So basically, it maintains the distance between yourself and the car in front of you with this right here. This is going to increase or decrease the speed. Then we have lane keeping assistant, which is specifically in an active cruise control. I mean, this is a third row. This is a family car. You are probably going to be taking long rides with this car. So having this feature is awesome. I took this, a car that also had active cruise control on a long trip, and I loved it. I barely even had to press the brake myself the entire way.
Perfect. So it'll completely stop and start back up. And then we've got, that's more of the cruise control adjustments. Now what about over on this side? What do you have?
Well, the standard media functions, pretty much like any other pretty much BMW. So we have the volume controls here. This also has gesture control, but this is where the volume control is for that. Now this is going to go back and forth to track. On the head-up display, I'm not sure how well you can see it from here.
Yeah, I know it's going to be tough because of the flashing, but yeah.
Now if I scroll,
flashing,
there's the radio stations that I can listen to, and I can change it. I'm not really sure if it's really changing anything there, but oh, there it goes.
So it was, you could see it come up, and then the stations, or your presets, which you have like 40 presets, or if you hit the phone button and then go to the toggle, you can pull up your phone history if you're
recent
not in,
calls.
if you're not in Apple CarPlay. If you're in BMW iDrive 7, and even previous versions, I think 6, even 5, and maybe even farther back, if I remember correctly, you can pull up your phone history and actually then use the toggle and then actually push down on the toggle to call someone back. So it's really nice. Our heads-up display does have a lot up there. You have navigation directions, you have speed, you got a lot of different, any type of warning systems that'll alert you up there.
Now the head-up display, just to let you know one thing, most people, they love it. If you are wearing polarized sunglasses, you might have a little difficulty seeing the head-up display, but it is, since it's a projection onto the windshield, it's really relative to your seat position. So I always tell my clients when I go over the car with them to make sure that they adjust the seat position first, and then they can adjust the height or the brightness of the head-up display so they can see it, to their liking.
True, true. And you can customize what is actually shown up there too.
Yeah.
So in your iDrive, you can eliminate some stuff, but obviously BMW has set it up for the most relevant information that everyday drivers would want to use. So you really don't have to eliminate any of the information that's available. Now we've got two digital displays, which I think are right around 12.3 inches. So this one is your dash right here through the steering wheel. So, and as Lauren can customize and show the different driving experience buttons, Sport, Comfort, and Eco Pro, you're going to see the screen, it's going to change up a little bit for you. So depending on what mode you're in, you're just going to see different statistics, but also different colors. So that way you'll get used to, oh wait, I'm still in Sport, or oh, I'm still in Eco Pro, to maximize efficiency. Also, one thing I really wanted to show you too is if you look down here, it's estimating 260 miles till empty. But in what, we're a little bit below a half tank. It's almost a 22-gallon tank, so it's really nice. We'll go over the miles per gallon, but when you fill this thing up, you can get some serious distance out of this car. Knowing how quick it is, knowing how heavy it is, and the all-wheel drive system, which is a rear-wheel biased system, they still want that pushing characteristics, you know, that performance driving, but definitely to have the front capabilities in case you get into any type of slippery conditions, emergency driving on the freeway, maneuvers at high speeds. I've definitely done some pretty wild things at training with the X-Drive models. So it's been, and it's just kind of blown my mind how awesome these car handling wise. Please, I challenge any of you that are looking for a third row vehicle, please go and drive this car, or come and see me and we'll take one out for a spin. I think you'll be very impressed. I know BMW is pretty late to the game on a third row sports utility, sports activity vehicle, but I'm telling you, the weight was awesome because they came out with an amazing, amazing vehicle. The one thing I really noticed, and Lauren I think did too, because she did take one for a drive, is how comfortable it can be.
It's amazing. And now
I was, wow, blew my mind on some long test drives I've gone on.
Absolutely. I'm a sedan person. This really defies my expectations of what an SUV, or in BMW's run, we call it SAV, sports activity vehicle, is really supposed to be like. I was absolutely blown away that this still pretty much drives like it doesn't even weigh as much as it does. So the acceleration is great, the handling is great, just the overall drivability, the suspension is comfortable. I mean, it's absolutely amazing. You get no I mean, really, turbo lag is a myth, so you really don't feel any of that sensation inside this car. It's great. It's so comfortable. I love it. It's definitely, if I didn't like SAVs or SUVs before, my mind has been changed completely.
Well, and I like too because you can really tailor the behavior of the car. Absolutely. With the Comfort, Sport, Eco Pro. And then the one thing about it too, BMW, knowing that since the center of gravity has been definitely raised in this car, is that they've put some pretty large wheels, some very wide wheels. As we know, contact is so crucial on the grip and performance of a vehicle. And so knowing that they, you know, we have a 22-inch wheel from the factory with this much contact is amazing. And obviously they know that that builds confidence in drivers. I think our standard wheel is a 21-inch, if I'm correct. You guys can correct me, but the 22s definitely give you a nice full wheel well with some beautiful wheels, and you still got a lot of tire. So I know a lot of clients over the years, and the development in technology and the improvement of run flats is amazing. And the one thing I really stress about them too is, God forbid when the time comes that you're on the freeway at night and you know you get a serious flat in a normal tire and you have to pull over. And we know the weekends, how many people are out having fun and drinking and things like that, and God forbid you want to have your family out, you know, on a high-speed road during the weekend at night, the one time you get a flat. So, I mean, safety is everything. And I think with the run flats, they came out back for us and premiered on a Z4 in 2003. You know, I just don't think safety or life has a price to it. So definitely the run flats, we can complain, they cost a little bit more. I mean, there's a lot more variety. Now I know at a 22-inch, we probably don't have, you know, 10 different models to pick from. But the handling, the safety, it's just one thing. I love working for this company and been with them for 20 years in September. So one thing I do stress is safety, but also the confidence. I mean, think about being in a car that's going to handle the way you want it to, and to build that confidence. And that's one thing. I have so many clients that come back that have checked the marketplace with other manufacturers. And I just had one yesterday come back, was in a BMW, went to another make on a lease, came in yesterday, went to lunch, came back and got a car. Just because of remembering the previous BMWs that she had, and then feeling, you know, this particular one was a 4 Series, and it just blew her away. And so I think that's the one thing, is a lot of people kind of maybe sometimes forget when they have the privilege to drive these cars, and get used to the performance, the balance, that confidence that you feel in these cars. And listen, I've been doing this a long time, and I've driven a lot of different cars. I've had a lot of different cars traded in. And don't get me wrong, there is a lot of great cars out there. But really, you do definitely get used to the BMW drive, the balance, the full performance of the car. But the technology that they have now just blows my mind. And the styling too. I think, you know, they've really stretched out into some different lines with the lights, the grills, the bumpers. And this car has been extremely popular out here in California. Call it the Disney hauler. So yeah, it's definitely, but please, yeah, if you're considering a third row car, please come in and see me. Let's go for a drive. But you really need to experience this car before you pull the trigger. All right, let's go back inside. That was my salesman's pitch there, so sorry about that. But I'm definitely very excited about the car. All right, Lauren, how's it going?
Oh, it's going great.
Are you having fun sitting in here while I'm babbling outside?
It's amazing.
Yeah, let's go over the sticker. Well, you got the heat on, huh? What is it outside right now? It's 62 degrees, huh? Let me turn down my side, but okay. So since the sticker is stuck to the rear window and it's tinted, we wanted to make sure we grab the ones out of the books here. Let me just turn up the air. So let's go ahead and hold it up like maybe about right there. Be great.
So we have, this is an individual color for the X7. It's a Vermont bronze metallic. It's really beautiful, really classy. Kind of reminds me of Rolls-Royce, also same auto group. Tartufo extended merino leather. Cold weather package with front and rear heated seats, heated front seats, and armrests. So that's new pretty much on the X5 and this X7, where when you turn on the heated seats, it's also going to heat up the armrest on both sides, on the front seats. We also have driving assistance professional. Luxury seating package, which, as I explained, gives you the ventilated seats as well as the massage seats. We have Park Assistant Plus, which is under the Park Assistance package with the surround view cameras and the self-parking feature. And then Design Pure Excellence, which gives you those roof rails as well as the ambient lighting. We have most standard features pretty much on here. So we have M Sport brakes, which is an upgrade. The 22-inch wheels, which is an upgrade. Glass controls, which I think is a really small upgrade, but it's absolutely necessary. I love the way they look. They just really grab your attention. They look so beautiful. And besides drivability and practicality, I mean, a car should be about how it makes you feel, and this is really special. The trim that we have here is brown ash green wood trim. Gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. Panoramic Sky Lounge, which is pretty much, I think, what we called before, so I think we were right. Second row captain's chairs. It comes standard with a bench seat, but this one has a second row captain's chairs. And then the rear seat entertainment package, which you know, plays the DVDs and stuff. Yeah, and then wireless charging is on here as well.
And then let's show them the efficiency here with the mileage. So we're looking at... Here,
so we have an average of 22 city miles per gallon, 25 highway. The combined, you get about... I think it's 22 combined and 20 city, 25 highway. Sorry about that. So even for such a really big car, and putting the car in Eco Pro, you really are going to get pretty good gas mileage, which is amazing for how big this car is.
And then now we have our central kind of operation kind of slate here where they've done a lot. Now you can adjust that, how we adjusted the, I guess, lowering the vehicle from the back of the car. You can do it from up here, and you can raise the vehicle. And you can see there's our iDrive controller. Oh, here we go. Yeah, let's show them the raising. Yeah,
now the doors have to be closed when you're raising or lowering the suspension, just like we did with the trunk. And then as you start driving, it will adjust itself to the... And you can't really do this while driving. It's really aimed to be able to like lift things in and out of the car, or, you know, ground clearance, I guess. The car's not too low, so you shouldn't have to worry about anything else.
And you can see they put a lot of the functionality just right here with all the different driving experience buttons and all that right here close to the driver, which is very nice, and our ignition start and stop right there very close to the gear shift. So it's just, you know, instead of reaching up here like the traditional, you know, they've really started to think about fine-tuning just the everyday operation of the vehicle. Also, I know that with the Comfort Access, we also did when you're walking up to the vehicle or walking away, the car will automatically unlock or lock. So at least you don't even have to touch the handle now to lock it like leaving. You can just get out, close the door, and walk away.
Yeah, after a few feet, the car will lock when you walk away with the key in your pocket. And as you're approaching, within a couple of feet, the car, yeah, will unlock.
Here's our key fob. So definitely, if you still want to use it, you definitely can unlock. Lock is the symbol, and trunk, and then your panic button. And then you can see we have the wireless charging tray right back in there. And then you've got another, you know, USB charging. And then this one was equipped with
heated and cooling cup holders, which is amazing. Now, if you do use the heated function inside this, you want to make sure you're not using a styrofoam cup. But we put a room temperature plastic water bottle in here and turned on the cooling function. Then after about 30 minutes, the water was cool. So I mean, it's great. I was definitely blown away.
Also, I think the simplicity they did with the buttons and the functionality they did up here was really nice. They really cleaned it up. We don't have a million buttons to deal with. And the screen is just beautiful. As you can see here, Lauren turned on the, is that the front camera?
I turned on the parking with the surround view cameras. So this one actually does have self parking because it has the Parking Assistance Plus package.
Great.
And you can actually choose on here which angle you want to see. It is satellite based, so you can kind of see like around the car.
Very cool.
Really nice clear backup camera. If I put the car in reverse, we have our parking assistance lines.
Definitely.
I mean, this is pretty much the same for a lot of our models, but yeah, the green lines turn in the direction of my steering wheel, and then the orange lines are kind of like the maximum of where I can turn it to.
Nice. So cool, guys. Definitely, you know, if you like the video, please share it on your other media sources. And then let me jump out, Lauren. And where can we follow you at, Lauren?
I'm at BMW Lauren on Instagram. So
awesome.
follow.
Cool. Okay, remember to come pick me back up. Well, let's go for a drive. Yeah, I mean, I know the acceleration's going to be awesome, but here, hold on. Let me put. You want to hold this for a second? Put on my seatbelt. Perfect. There we go. All right, we can take off. Let's go for a spin. Yeah, I think you'll definitely be impressed with the 40i, with the 335 horsepower, 330 in torque, 0 to 65.8. Definitely very capable. But I know I've driven it multiple times. Lauren's actually driven it multiple times. What do you think, Lauren?
It's amazing. Like the first time I drove this car, like I said, it just defied all of my expectations as to what a really big SUV, SAV, third row seater car is really going to be like. I mean, the steering, I'm taking no effort whatsoever to turn the steering wheel, even in sport mode. It's just, I mean, you can tighten it up, but it's just so easy to handle. And what really wowed me was we have a parking lot that has some parking cones in it. And I drove this and the X5 in that parking lot. And I was just amazed by how well the car handled, even for such a big car. The turning response is amazing. So BMW, you did it again. You're still a driver's car no matter what. And just the sheer pleasure of driving this car is amazing. Like I said, a car should be about how it makes you feel in addition to everyday practicality, drivability, and just, this is amazing. As someone who I love sedans, but this is a game changer for sure. I think anybody who drives this car will be absolutely pleasantly surprised, amazed by how well this car drives. Now, if I feel like going somewhere, you know, you can be totally hands-free. I can say, hey BMW, take me to the nearest gas station. Or excuse me, I think that was activated. Hello BMW. No?
Oh, it's not activated right now?
Let's check it out. So yes, I'm doing this while driving. Yeah, it says it there. Okay.
I think I heard her earlier, but yeah, I love how big the screen is too. And the digital dash, but it's so quiet and smooth, which is nice. Now the V8 model, we do have a 50i, and that one's going to be 5.2, 0 to 60. That one's got a lot of punch to it. So definitely, if you're looking for something with a little bit more horsepower, if you go to elevation a lot. But the one thing we noticed with this one is that it's very capable. I mean, I think BMW, with their intensive training and R&D, that they've put this 40i through every condition in the country or on the planet, at elevation, ice, snow, and so yeah, it's definitely very, very capable, especially even with a carload. So, and I think we can carry up to about 1,200 pounds of cargo and passengers is the capability in this car. Being 5370, but I think cargo capacity and everything was over 1,200 pound capacity. So you can definitely fill this car up with a lot of people or a lot of cargo.
And if you install the tow hitch, I believe it's 7,500 pounds capability of towing.
Yeah, and that's with the Class 3 hitch. Yeah. And that can be installed at the factory, so we can do the trailer hits on custom orders. That way it comes in, it's already on the vehicle. Don't have to worry about having it put on at a later date, unless you want to. Definitely the dealerships can do it. But very, very nice. Hey, I wanted to thank everybody for watching, and thank Lauren, our BMW genius here at Rusnak BMW, for giving us all this information. All right, everyone, have a great one. Bye-bye.